Hello, beloveds. So today is the day out of time, July 25th, 2019, and I did a shamanic journey this morning, and there's a lot of transition happening, going from one cycle to the next, and I can't share what the journey was, as I was told it was just initiation for myself. But what I was shown or drawn to after that initiation is what I am being guided to share. And this is actually, it's something that didn't make it into my Akashic Enlightenment book. There are so many shamanic journeys that took place during my biggest awakening point, which was in the summer of 2015 through the fall of 2015. And I actually found a channeled discussion from Matt Kahn, and he was talking about, and I think it was like a Pleiadian channel, one of his earlier channelings, and he was talking about how the fall of 2015 was an awakening point for many souls. And I'm realizing that I was part of that wave of awakening. And what I'm going to share with you is a journal entry of a shamanic journey that I took. Let's see, this is August of 2015, end of August. And this journey is my journey to seventh heaven, which seventh heaven I later found out is connected to the angelic realm of the thrones, and they are in charge of form. So they're the beings that create form, and I've been shown that they also connect with time and creating timelines. And as we're shifting into a new galactic time cycle, they are the beings that we would connect to during this time. So whether you believe in angelics or celestial beings or just beings of higher frequencies, however you want to view that, the thrones would be the frequencies of form. Okay? And so I'm going to share with you a shamanic journey, and that is connecting to seventh heaven. Okay, and when someone shares a shamanic journey, this is higher knowledge, so this is coming from a very high frequency, and so just listening to this may shift you or alter you or bring up memories, so be open to whatever comes through for you. Okay, so this is a shamanic journey to the upper world, visiting my spirit teacher, Ascended Master Jesus, who I mention in my Akashic Enlightenment book. Oftentimes our spirit teachers are representing our frequency of consciousness, right? So this can be a representation of my Christ consciousness and taking me to different initiation levels, okay, along my ascension or enlightenment path of awakening, right? So Jesus takes me to this white door in the upper world that I was using. So when you do a shamanic journey, you definitely have an upper world and a lower world, and these are your spirit worlds, okay? So some of the things I mentioned are places that I've already been familiar going to, okay? So I go through this white door, and there is, he runs a golden light along my back, which is, a representation of Kundalini, and he opens my chakras as well as the 5 chakras above my head and the golden one at the top of those chakras. This chakra splits open and cascades of golden light fall all around me. We travel up through this golden light past the Rainbow Bridge. So just a side note, the Rainbow Bridge in these journeys I have found out is actually the rainbow light body. So the Tibetan traditions, or shamanism, or whatever you want to refer it to it as. They talk about the rainbow body, and the rainbow body is also often depicted around old pictures of Ascended Master Jesus, or Jesus Christ. You can see this rainbow around him, and this is representation of the rainbow body. So this is something that connects us to our highest, truest self, our light being self, our ascended self, right? So that's what Jesus was. He was ascending back to his true light being self, right? And that's what we are all going through. And accessing the rainbow bridge or the rainbow light body are ways that we do this. I don't know too much about it, but I do know that Jose Arguellos, who wrote all the books on the Mayan calendar, he has a rainbow bridge meditation, right? So all of these pieces definitely start coming together. The knowledge that people bring through may come through in slightly different ways, but it's all bringing us to the same place. So we go through past this rainbow bridge, through that area, through this tree of life area. I had accessed the tree of life over to source, or all that is God frequency consciousness, going all the way up through all these different levels. And then there on a cloud break, there is a space, and Jesus tells me that this is seventh heaven. It feels really weird up here. It takes a lot for my body to adjust here. Jesus works with my chakras, clearing certain chakras and opening them. Then I feel much better, and I feel my body relax. It feels good to be here. And there is a castle here, a blue crystal castle amongst the clouds of seventh heaven. We go in this castle, and there is a being that looks like an angel there who asks me to sit down. So I do. Everything is in a blue crystal, kind of like what I've seen as representations of Atlantis, but this is not Atlantis. It's a blue crystal. It's a different kind of crystal, much higher frequency. It's kind of a clear iridescent rainbow. There's all these etchings on this chair, kind of like the chair from the movie of The Flight of the Navigator. So it looks like it has like hieroglyphics or maybe light language code carved into this chair. So I know that it is like an initiation chair. Later on in my journeys, there were a lot of these chairs, and they were like thrones that you would sit on to be initiated into different frequencies. So I sit in this chair or throne, and the angelic being puts a white fur blanket on top of my lap and puts a crown there. He says to put the crown on my head, and I do. He then takes away the fur. They're both standing there watching me, Ascended Master Jesus and this angelic being. I start melting into the chair, and it becomes hard to breathe. I hear my other spirit teacher down below saying that it's okay and to just breathe. So I take deep breaths. Jesus says, these are your first breaths in the ascended dimension. Everything feels very clear. My body went opaque, and there was just this white outline. I'm there, but I'm not there. Whoa, then I pop back in, and then I'm gone, and then I pop back, and then I'm gone, and then I pop back, and I'm gone. And I said, this is fun. Jesus says, that means you're ready. And I laugh. I put the crown down and come with him. We walk with the angel on all of these clouds. Oh my God, this is heaven. Seventh heaven, I am corrected. And there's all these white glowing beings, and they're hugging me and welcoming me. Welcome home, Sherry. We're glad you're here. I take a deep breath. It's so good to be back. I missed you all so much. And there's just so much white light, and I'm hugging all of them. And they say, come, we have something to show you. They show me this tree. Everything is white and glowing in puffy clouds. And people are there, but they're just these white light beings. They have outlines and faces like human beings, but all white instead of brown hair. And the tree is there, all white, and there are these tentacles coming down from the tree. something like in the movie Avatar. They then show me to pull on the tentacles and take in the energy. So this tree is the tree of life, right? And the tentacles coming down connect to this frequency and energy. So they are pulling on the tentacles, and so I do. And this rainbow iridescent light comes inside of my body. So I'm taking in this light frequency from the tentacle, from the tree. It's so good. I'm just smacking my lips and saying how good it is, and that I feel so much better. They all sit down in a circle around a fire. They dance around the fire. This is an initiation. This is common in shamanic journeys to go through different initiations with your spirit guides, whether you are in the upper world or the lower world. So they tell me this is the white fire light people, my tribe of white light. They dance around the fire. There is some ring I'm supposed to get connecting to aura quartz crystals. They're dancing around the fire still. This flame shows up above my head. It's floating maybe 5 feet above. It's this clear blue flame and this clear white fire. Again, everything is still all white here. It has an outline and shape, but everything is white except this flame that's floating above this other flame. It's an orangey yellow flame. Take this and put it on top of your head. Oh, then it takes its place at the 16th spot. They're all clapping. So this is an initiation of the higher chakras, the higher chakra frequencies connecting to higher levels of consciousness. Okay, you can look up the different chakras that are above the head, and each one has a certain frequency and vibrational knowledge. So this is the 16th chakra. And so they are all clapping, and they're saying, that's it, it's complete. And they're also reminding me to connect with a white aura quartz. And they're saying that crystal will remind me of the frequency there. So oftentimes we'll get recommendations of crystals to use in terms of journeys or things or even places that help us connect to the frequencies of things that we're being initiated to. And this just helps us adjust and hold these frequencies for ourselves once we've gone through the initiations. And so they're just telling me that I can get the aura quartz and call to these this white light tribe that I've been reinitiated with or reconnected with. And so they say goodbye after that, and so Ascended Master Jesus and I go out of the castle. I feel a bit sad to leave, and they're saying that I can come back whenever I want to. So we go back down through the clouds, through the seventh heaven, coming all the way back down past the Tree of Life, the Rainbow Bridge. And so all of these are things that I want to say appeared, but you get introduced to new things when you are doing shamanic journeys in your worlds, and these are part of your spiritual awakening, is getting to know your lower and upper worlds. So I retraced my steps through all of these areas that I've been through that took me to get up to seventh heaven. Once I'm back, Jesus starts working on my chakras, pulling all this energy down through my body, and I feel much better. And then he is grounding my energy through my body and helps my body to reset with this new energy. It's balancing it, and I see all the little cells. There's an iridescence on all of my little cells now. The like the white light that I saw up there is now in my cells. My DNA is like white iridescent light. So this could be seen as this is what was happening to me before I was speaking light language. I was receiving the light frequencies more visually as a clairvoyant image and experience, right? So these DNA upgrades that we go through, or DNA activations, they can come in different ways, right? And so the light language is one way of bringing those frequencies in, right? So they've initiated me into this blue flame, and part of the white light people, okay? And so the DNA is changed, and then I just go back down from this area, and the journey is complete. So this is a very powerful journey in which I discovered was initiated into seventh heaven, connecting to the thrones beings there, connecting to the white light beings and ascension frequencies, right? And I later found out in, the name of this book is The Voyagers, The Secrets of Amenti. I actually had a lovely soul send this to me, someone who bought my Akashic Enlightenment book, and I had heard of these books, I just didn't get the whole thing. But once I did get it, the information that I needed was here. At the time, I was getting information about the Elohim, but in the last couple days, I've been getting information about the Keepers of the Blue Flame, and I'm realizing that they just really want me to understand that at this time. And so this Blue Flame initiation, the people of the Blue Flame are really here as energy keepers, and what we do is we help those, we help others come into fifth dimensional frequency so that we can reconnect to the higher dimensional version of Earth again that we were brought out of or fell out of, right? And there's a lot of stories about that, which you can research. The book has a lot of information about that, but this is an example or a story of how this is all coming together. Hopefully it's helping you understand more of this ascension journey. I've been told that a lot are going to be coming through at this time and in the next year of 2020, right? So people like myself, a blue flame keeper, we go through the initiation first, and then we help others come through this doorway by helping you adjust your frequencies. Okay, so that is my job on this planet, being a blue flame keeper and going through my initiations of remembering who I am. So I am here to help you with adjusting your frequencies, however you look at that, whether it's the DNA switching, coming into your light body, coming into your rainbow light body, coming into your Christ consciousness, however you want to term this. It is coming out of the system that has been placed here by the collective, or what some call the matrix system, and it's just basically living in a system of fear, is also how Course in Miracles looks at it. It's a choice between fear or love, right? Course in Miracles definitely is much more of a Christian terminology, but it's also a channeled text bringing you into Christ consciousness. So all of this is bringing us back to this Christ consciousness, or Buddha, Bodhisattva enlightenment consciousness and frequency, bringing us back to this light being that we are. And this is why I really like the shamanic journeys, because they make it much more about these frequencies and these energies that we're connecting to. And I'm clairvoyant, and shamanic journeys tend to be very visual, so it's a much more visual experience, not so much about the terms, right? We're seeing the energy of this, understanding that we are, aligning our chakras with these light frequencies and opening our mind and our awareness to these other frequencies. And this is what Ascension is at this time. So as a blue flame keeper, and on this day out of time, we are definitely going into a new cycle now. And so this means that many of you may be going through your awakening, starting the Ascension journey, or you may be midway through, and I am here as someone to help you with that through teaching you Akashic Enlightenment or doing shamanic Akashic record readings, clearing patterns, also bringing through light language to help adjust your DNA or your frequencies. I also do the Akashic Aura sessions, which is we're really just focusing on the light language and attuning you to your light language frequency, however that comes through for you. Okay? And so both of those sessions are quite powerful in helping with your ascension path. So if that feels like something you're being drawn to at this time, please do reach out. All of my information is on my website for the type of sessions that I offer, and there's online booking available on my website, and I'm also offering retreats as well. So there's one coming up in Shasta very soon, next week here, and there's others coming up as well. So check out my website for all of that information. Share this video with others that you may know that are experiencing this awakening, or things that are going on that they don't really know or understand. And go ahead and subscribe so you can keep up with everything that's going to be going on from this point forward. This is a new set point, so there's going to be a lot of things occurring as we step into this new, it's a new galactic cycle, this new, I think it's the magnetic white wizard, right? And I am actually a white wizard in the Mayan calendar. So all of these are coming into alignment at this time in terms of this is my alignment, and my purpose is to be communicating and connecting with you on all of these goings-ons in our ascension process. So I hope you're doing well in your journey. I'm sending you much love and light, and yeah, don't hesitate to reach out to help you on your path. And if you are a self-starter, you can always get my Akashic Enlightenment book and just start working in Akashic Enlightenment and doing the transmission soul alignment protocols that are in that book. And that's a great way to start your journey, or to support yourself through this ascension process. All right, wishing you much love and much light, and thank you so much for listening to this and following your guidance to listen to this and following your path. And I hope you enjoy your journey, and I will talk to you next time. Bye for now.